the skulls. So the skulls, there's like these mountains of skulls, and that is not only a creepy visual, but it goes back to maybe there being a cult that's arisen out of a broken down society, right?
Right.
So hello and welcome to the Brothers Random Show. My name is Travis,
I'm Michael.
and we are two ordinary brothers discussing extraordinary ideas and some random shit. Michael, why are we here?
Today we are trailer reacting to 28 years later, the third installment of 28 days and 28 weeks later.
Yeah, the trailer dropped last week, and we just wanted to get on here and talk about it. It is probably one of the best put together trailers I've seen in a long time. Because the science of a trailer really is you want to intrigue people and then not give anything away. And in today's trailer economics or whatever it is, they keep screwing it up. They'll give way too much away. They'll give the plot away. We did a trailer reaction to Gladiator 2's trailer, and they had the wrong kind of music on there, and that was a huge fiasco.
Yeah, they just grabbed whatever, like some popular song, and they just threw it in there.
And just that was a mistake kind of thing.
Yeah, come on, guys. Like, put some thought into your trailers. Seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
So
just a quick background. It is a sequel to 28 Days Later, which came out in 2002, which kind of ushered in the modern era of zombies. It brought about the fast to zombie, which is kind of a new thing that World War Z kind of furthered. Then they had a sequel in 2007, which would be 28 weeks later. As far as I'm concerned, I only watched them once. I thought they were good when they came out, but I never revisited them. I may revisit them before this movie comes out.
I want to revisit them for sure. Yeah, I'd like to watch them. It was so crazy. I think I saw the 28 weeks later before I had even seen 28 days later. So I watched them out of
order. Okay.
But it was crazy because I was working in Alaska, and I watched, and it freaked me out. I watched 28 weeks later by myself in a hotel room, and randomly a bar fight broke out in the street under my window. So it was just the most random. But I was freaked out. 19-year-old kid watching it, and I'm just like, holy shit, I'm scared. Like it. So anyway, that was just my story with 28 weeks later. But yeah. All right, cool. Let's get to it.
Let's get into it.
3, 2, 1,
go.
What's going on? Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet, and do not move from the spot.
All right, let's stop it there. Okay, so this
Can I just say, like, starting out with Teletubby music, what a creepy, weird way.
Yeah.
You know what? It kind of, I was like, what the heck is this at first? But then when the lady runs in with the kid, and she's just like, you guys just stay here. And it's just like, shit. Now it's going
about
down.
To get real.
Yeah.
So it looks like this might be a flashback because that TV is super ancient. Okay. So I forget the time that when we started
flashback to before it happened,
obviously, because in 2002 we still had those bigger TVs. I think it was probably 2014 or 11, somewhere around there when we started where flat screens became the norm. So, this is a brilliant because it starts at, and it says it began, and it's just kind of brilliant. It establishes already that there's a crisis going on because the mother's panicked. The kids aren't panicked. yet, but the mother who drops her kid in the room, she's obviously panicked. So, do you have anything else to add?
I
Let's keep going.
just the creep factor of Teletubbies and these kids watching Teletubbies. And so strap in for a little bit of creep factor in this movie, because that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Continue.
How many days was that?
10,228 days
Ago.
ago.
So it's
So
it's flashback, and then it's like, all right, this happened, and that turns into 28 years, right? That must turn into 28 years. 10,228 days is 28 years.
It's 28 years.
Okay. Yeah. Figured. Just little glimpse. You see some blood on the TV. So you just saw the Teletubby TV.
Yep.
Now you see some blood on the tele. It's like, this is not going to
end well.
End well.
Should we continue?
Yeah.
7, 6, 11, 5, 9 and 20 miles a day, 4, 11, 17.
Oh my gosh. So this is a poem called Boots by Rudyard Kipling.
Badass. Like, I'm so glad that they didn't put in like some modern music or something like that.
Oh man, this is like how you put it together a trailer.
You could tell it's like a radio. Yes. I'm just like,
it's super old. This was actually, I think this recording is from 1928 from my research. There's a reading online if you guys want to check it out. Jocko Willink reads Boots, and it expresses the lunacy that a soldier would maybe go through while they're marching, because it's a expression of marching on and on and on, and it talks about how days like feel like weeks and stuff like that. And this is perfect for this trailer, because because we're familiar with the last two movies. Everybody's going, 28 years later.
So we've done a huge jump of years, and so this is these people have been living through this
lunacy
for years. I mean, we're talking generations that have spanned since the beginning of this.
Yes.
So, and you see crosses, so a bunch of buried
people. You see, it looks like an island. It looks like they're isolated somehow from the rest of the world.
Yep.
Continue.
32 the day before. Boot, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Don't look at what's in front of you. Boot.
Here, pause it.
I mean, this is enough time that like new religions could possibly like
28 years later. Yep. New religions. So I get the feeling there's some kind of cult.
Maybe some kind of cult going on.
Yeah.
But if you think about 30 years, like that could mean that there have been babies born, that this is and they're 30, they could be 20 to 30 years old. And this is the life that they know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they've grown up in this. But then you have 50-year-olds who could still remember a day,
a time
past. So it's going to be really interesting, like how they play with this.
Well, and so The Walking Dead kind of did this later in their later seasons. They were trying to show how life would change. They've got like old cars that they've turned into wagons because they're using horses now and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So The Walking Dead, I mean, the first one, 28 days later, actually ushered in a new like time for zombie movies and TV shows. And there's so many of them now, right? Continue.
boost, 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 moving up and down again. Men go mad with watching them. There's no discharge in the war.
To come into an old house, there's a body hanging and it starts moving. So
one of the selling points in this is the returning creators of the original.
Okay.
So the original was famously really super low budget. It was like made, I forget exactly how much it was made for, but it was made for less than $10 million.
Yeah.
And it was Danny Boyle. Before he was a super big name, I think he'd done Train Spotting at that point.
Yeah.
Which was a big deal at the time that it came out. Danny Boyle directed this movie. So the original director. So for the sequel, for 28 weeks later, they did not come back. But Alex Garland is the writer, and Alex Garland did Ex Machina. So we know this guy can do good stuff, so he's obviously has
some
good
potential
movies.
there. It could be,
and he's been Academy Award nominated and stuff like that. So he's returning. He wrote the original. Danny Boyle is the director, and he directed the original. So they're bringing back the original guys. And there's talk online that Killian Murphy is returning. As what, who knows, really?
Yeah. It'd be. It'd be interesting, but at the same time, like, where does he fit? Who knows?
Where does it? Yeah, continue.
If your eyes drop, they will get the top of you. Boot, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the wall.
Right there, it did look like there's somebody crawling in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
That looked kind of freaky. And the mask,
though, there's a mask. So this is what makes me think that there's some kind of cult that's arisen out of a broken down society, right?
Right.
So there's a creepy mask is in some way, and then Aaron Taylor Johnson is in this. You would remember him as Kick-Ass. He originated as Kick-Ass, and then he just released Craven, which I'm told is really terrible.
Yeah, it is. Don't go see it. One thing, I'm just like, 30 years later, would they still have flashlights? Would we still have flashlights? I don't know. Like,
it's hard to say because batteries.
It is. Maybe they'll have. I can imagine that some people would start to be able to build things up again, right? Like, at some level, but at the same time, some of the things, it's crazy to think about that.
Well, and if you think about like the end of the apocalypse, like the zombie apocalypse happens, and then 30 years goes by, you'd think that people would start tribes. So I think we would degrade to tribes again. Mm-hmm. So we would become tribal, and then we'd probably have trade between tribes. I would imagine something along those lines. Either that, or we just kind of rebuild and start anew.
Possibly, it's hard to. It's really tough to say, because I've heard things about, like, if everything fell apart, do we go back to the 1800s, or do we go back to freaking the Bronze Age, because nobody right now knows how to make iron?
Yeah. Or take iron ore and then turn it into
and to turn it into,
you would think engineers would become gods, right? Because
probably engineers that could
do stuff like that.
Yeah, they could figure that stuff out. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Like, they would be like doctors. Doctors. They'd be the sages. We'd have to like rally around. For reals.
Continue.
I something different. Oh, my.
Okay, so we got to talk about the skulls. So the skulls, there's like these mountains of skulls, and that is not only a creepy visual, but it's also, it goes back to maybe there being a cult that has risen up about over this
Yeah.
after uh everything's broken down. Now Ray Fiennes is another big name in this. He played Voldemort in the Harry Potter movies.
Mm.
So it just showed him, he's bald, and he's a great actor. So I could imagine he might be the leader of the cult that they're going to depict in this, which would be fascinating because he's a charismatic actor. So I'm sure that he can actually pull off the cult leader thing, especially since he played Voldemort. So
Yeah.
Continue.
People going lunatic. Moving up and down.
You see a baby.
You see a
it's like,
baby.
shoot.
Oh, I don't
man,
know.
a crying baby.
Yeah, that's rough.
This
That's
is
rough
rough.
watching that stuff.
Yeah, it's like the worst
So
thing.
they
in
also
zombie apocalypse.
They also show the zombie. So the talk online is the zombie that kind of raises up. They think that that's Killian Murphy because it looks a lot
It
like
looks a
Killian
lot like
Murphy.
him.
And I don't know if that's I
That'd
don't
be
know.
kind of odd if that
Okay,
was the way he came back.
he just won Academy Award. Okay, so this guy
Yeah.
is on. Everybody knows him from Pinky Blinders. He just won an Academy Award. He was in the second Quiet Place. So that guy is on fire right now. So
Yeah.
the fact that they would use him and just put him in as a zombie,
it's like
is either a slap in the face to people who might be fans of him, or it's like the biggest troll. It's probably going
Yeah.
to be the biggest troll in history, right?
Yeah. But
I like how they're not using technology. So this guy's using a bow in
Mhm.
this scene, which you could imagine after 30 years, it's going to be really
Yeah.
hard to come by
It'd be-
ammunition.
yeah, guns
So-
and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be
So what do you think? What do you think about that zombie maybe being Killian Murphy? Like it just
I
comes back
don't-
as a zombie.
I doubt it. I'd have to look at it real closely, but I have heard that theory. I'm like, I mean, I don't know that would be something I'd sign up for. I mean, it'd be just,
Yeah, I know.
it-
Well, maybe he just thinks it's like a super. It'd be like a super troll, like
but this is a serious movie. A troll in a comedy, I'd be
Yeah.
cool with. But this, I'd be like, come on, guys, like, what are we doing here? But
Yeah.
That's all the stars in the world. 7, 6, 11, 5, 4, 17, 32 the day before.
Wow, using that
20th.
Rudyard. Okay, so it's over. Using the Rudyard Kipling poem is just perfect for this.
genius.
It does everything that you want it to do. It gives
Yep.
you the creeps.
It's just,
Yeah,
it's good. The flashes. So
Yeah.
that's what's cool is like you have no idea what the story is. Like we don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And I would be completely fine going and seeing this, not knowing what the story is. It gives a vibe, but it doesn't give any of the story.
Any story,
Not
the vibe
fair.
is what it
Yeah.
gives. This is a perfect trailer. This is the kind of trailer you want in when that gets you excited for a movie, right? It doesn't give any plot points. It doesn't give anybody any characters. You don't get character names. You get flashes of what might happen in the movie, and so you can speculate all you want. And it's just that's a perfect thing, and it gives you enough of a creep factor to intrigue you, so you want to come back for something like this. And it's just it's like the perfect trailer. It really is. We get these so rarely, And the whole internet's talking about this trailer. I mean, if you just go anywhere, there's tons of people talking about it. We're right on board with those people.
We're also starved for a good entertainment.
Yes, good entertainment.
So hopefully this delivers.
Yes.
Because I mean, the bar is pretty low right now. I don't know that there's really anything I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. So, by the time this drops, it'll be the end of the year. We're looking at a year where we had no less than probably 10 flops at the box office, like
huge
legitimate huge flops. Like there was a Crow movie that came out this year. There was Madam Web. Craven is looking like it's going to be a flop. There are so many flops coming out this year. That came out this year. It kind of makes me sad for the future of movies. And then we get a trailer like this, and we go, maybe there is still good stuff out there. Maybe they could pull it off.
Here's the hoping. Hopefully they don't screw it up. Come on, guys. Just give us something good that we can talk about.
Do you have anything else to add?
No, I actually, do you think if they come out with another trailer before it comes out in June next year, if they come out with another trailer, I hope that it doesn't give us much more by way of like story and stuff.
If they're
I kind of want to go see this, not knowing what the story is.
No, and I won't watch another trailer, because usually the first trailer doesn't give anything away, but it's the second or third trailer that starts giving away details. And at that point, I won't partake. Like, it's already got my intrigue. It's already got my interest. I'm not gonna go watch any more of the trailers that come out. That's the way I roll. So
yeah. Okay, cool.
So like Nosferatu is supposed to come out in like 5 days or something like that. It like I'm not watching any more trailers of that movie. So we did a trailer breakdown a few months ago, and I'm excited to just go see that movie. So
yeah.
Audience, check us out on social media, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just look for The Sword in the Skull.
Let us know what you think in the comments. Will you watch another trailer?
That's a good way to end it. All right. In the meantime, keep reading, keep listening, keep watching, learn more. We'll see you, brother.
See ya.